Welcome to Blueprint Boost for Contractors, the podcast that's your go-to source for unlocking the secrets to successful marketing, gaining valuable insights, and growing your contracting business with less stress. Your host is David Brooks, and he's thrilled to be your guide on this journey. As a seasoned expert in the contracting industry, David understands the challenges you face. That's why each episode is crafted to provide you with actionable strategies and proven blueprints to boost your business to new heights.
We'd like to welcome everyone to another episode. As always, we have an exciting episode in store for our listeners, but we have a guest today, and I could do the introductions, but I'll allow him to introduce himself.
Well, thank you. Thank you, David, for having me. I am Brian Kiefer. I'm the Vice President of Franchise Sales here at the Honest Abe Roofing franchise office. What I do and what we do is we help people realize their dreams and their goals. And specifically, what I mean by that is I work with the prospect, the client, however you want to term that, and determine what it is they want out of life. What's their dream? Is it a sports car, a house on a lake, a place on the ocean? And once I understand the dream, then we start building the vehicle to get them to that dream. There's a lot of things that come into play. We need to talk about the territory they're interested in, what type of location they envision. Are they running this themselves, or are they hiring somebody to run it for them? How many people do you want to hire from the get-go? How many vehicles? There's a lot of things that go into making decisions about opening a business. Some of the stuff they control and some of the stuff they can't control. You can control how many people you hire and how many vehicles you buy, but you can't control the cost of rent in the city you want to be in and things like that. So we walk through all those to design the vehicle to get them to their dream. And then we start walking through what our business actually does, what our franchise model can do with them. I talk to them about what's important to them. Do they want to hear more about franchise financing? Do they need, do we want to concentrate on the return on investment? Maybe they already have the financing and they're very savvy with business and they want to concentrate on returns. Maybe they want to work on just training and what type of support we provide. Maybe they only want to talk about the business model. So, find out what's important to the client. We've designed the territory. Now I know what's important to them. Now I need to start answering the questions. We talk about our marketing plans, how we go to market. That's very important. How we're going to get the leads, how we're going to generate business, because you need revenue to make money. We talk about our software platform, the CRM, everything that comes kind of with a franchise. You assume all this comes, but it's important to know what does come and how it works. The sales training, how we train our inside salespeople and outside salespeople. Some people are very interested in learning how we can go to market and how our customers are actually going to be able to pay for what they've bought. So sometimes in solving a problem, we create new problems, and the new problem is actually financing. So we have consumer financing solutions for them. I know, David, you're very versed in construction, being there at Contractor Rhino, but many of the people I talk to have no construction, no project management experience. So we need to talk to them about the training we're going to provide on superior installation experience to the customer. Got to talk about the finances. That comes up. Are we going to make money if we do all this? If we go through everything, what's the end result? What's the look like time frame for opening? How long from the day I buy a franchise to the day I can actually expect to start putting some money into the bank? And then what kind of support? So there's a lot of questions we have to answer along the way. And one way to summarize it all, to put it onto one final statement, so to speak, is you think back to the start of your career, whatever it was, and I know there's a varied audience out there, so it could be a little bit of everything, but put yourself back to the first day you were going to jump into your career. What if somebody walked to you and said, I've got a playbook. I have the roadmap to success. You need to put in the work. You need to put in the effort. You're going to have to invest some capital, but I have a plan that can get you there. How much would that be worth to you? That's what we're offering as a franchisor at Honest Abe Roofing.
And that's excellent. There's a lot of great information to unpack in what you just said. Guiding the person along the way, along the journey, finding out their interests, what are they looking to accomplish, and then making sure that they're set up for success, right? Like you said, being able to make sure that they know what's included, what's not included, and then as a person like coming into the door, how do you keep establishing and maintaining that strong relationship with the franchisees so that they can, really be successful?
Well, as far as my part goes, I'm going to be with you step by step, walking beside you all the way up until the time to purchase the franchise. So we normally go through a process. I have an initial conversation with a prospective franchisee. I just got off the phone with the prospective franchisee today. Spend about a half hour just going through some questions, learning more about each other. Then we're going to go to what we call a presentation. It takes about an hour over a Zoom call, much like this. And then we're going to go a lot of back and forth. They're going to send me a lot of questions. I'm going to provide a lot of information till we get to the point they're comfortable. They want to come to Honest Abe Roofing's headquarters here in Terre Haute, Indiana, and we spend a day just showing them the business. Then if they're serious about it, we're going to negotiate the final purchase of the franchise, go through all the documentation, get the contract signed, write the check, and then we turn it over to our onboarding team. And from there, we have onboarding managers that actually take the customer or the now franchisee. Every day they're going to get a list of tasks that need to be accomplished, 2 or 3 items that need to be done every single day for about 12 weeks till we get the grand opening. Once you open, the onboarding team then turns you over to the franchise support team, which is a 24/7, 365 support team. We're always a phone call, email, text away from giving you any type of support you need. So it's different people are going to take you along the way, but there's somebody beside you the entire time you're a franchise with Honest Abe Roofing.
Okay, excellent. And what is when you're, talking to a potential franchisee, what are like the common challenges that you're trying to help them navigate with, when trying to get ready to make that decision, right? To make the jump.
The most frequent things we're working on, no certain level of importance, is number one is normally we're talking a lot about the initial investment. Once we've designed the territory, we've determined where they want to be. We're working with them to find a location that makes sense. We're working with them on staffing questions, and they're making decisions about how many they're going to hire and everything. And then that gives them a number that they can go talk to a finance broker or their local bank or someone about. Most of the people I've worked with so far have ended up financing through either the SBA or a franchise financing broker. So then they're taking that number, and we're helping them. At that point, it's presenting to the bank, presenting to the SBA, presenting to the broker. So we're helping them build their, build their documentation to apply for the loan. So that's number one. Number two is a lot of questions about training. We have not had anybody come to us who had roofing experience. So we always have people that are nervous about, how am I going to go into the roofing business with no roofing experience? We're more of a sales and marketing and construction management company than we are a roofing company. So, we have to get them comfortable with the idea of they're going to use some subcontractors to do the installation. And And then for about everybody we've dealt with, there's just a lot of questions about business ownership. What's involved? What are my responsibilities? What do I need to do? Who does this? What's a franchisor do versus the franchisee? So those are probably the three main areas I get questions about.
Excellent, excellent. And like, your responsibility guiding them, down that a path and being able to give them the valuable insights and reassurance that they need, and really connecting the dots, which is so critically important and going through a process like that. And it's not only important, but it's a pillar of success, right? If you lay down the foundation, you have your bases laid out for you in front of you. You're able to absorb all the information, digest it, and then be able to process it moving forward. So it sets them up for success.
Absolutely. And a lot of what we're doing, David, is there's a lot of they're getting to know us and we're getting to know them, and we need to make sure the personality is all aligned. If as you're laying out, there's processes, procedures, and things to follow. We need to make sure we're finding somebody that's comfortable with that. If you're given instructions A, B, and C, are you willing to do A, B, C, or do you want to do A, B, and skip to D and because you don't like C? So we need to make sure it's somebody that's going to be a good fit for a franchise. Because frankly, if you're buying a proven business model, and if you don't want to use that business model, it's probably not going to be a good fit for you. So, there's a lot of back and forth going on, a lot of guidance, a lot of making sure they understand what they're about to get into. Just a ton of pluses to going into a proven model, but there are those that don't want to follow. And it's normally franchising just not the fit for them.
Mhm. And it's good that you mentioned it. Like you mentioned, making sure that they're the right fit, right? And it's, merging things together and being able to be on the same page is, vitally important. And I guess, if I'm coming in and I know you've seen it happen in the past, and probably even have a recent example of the mindset and the personality of franchisees that you talk to, and then you've seen them be successful. Like, could you share some insight on that?
I'm sure, and we've been very fortunate. We have some excellent franchisees. We've had some that have been extremely successful. Some common characteristics that I've noted: they come in with a business background, not necessarily construction, not necessarily, but they have a business sense. They can look at a balance sheet, they can look at an income statement. They're comfortable in that world. The majority of our franchisees, not all of them, the majority have held some type of a sales role. So they understand what it's like to get in front of a customer, make a presentation. That they understand that in sales, the majority of the time you're going to be told no. They understand you get back up and you go do it again. So there's got to be that sense of I can do this. I'm a salesperson. I'll go to the next event. So business, sales experience, leadership, whether it be military or corporate or athletes, we've had success with those are three basic skills I've seen a lot of, and I've seen a lot of success.
Yeah, that's good. Excellent. Excellent. And so you've seen success, and you've been able to help people along with their journey, but how did you get started?
Well, I took a circuitous route to get here. I actually, after college, was a manufacturer's rep for a while, and then I spent quite a bit of my career in retail sales. So I have extensive experience dealing with consumers. Went from retail into technology sales, worked my way up to being the director of sales for a technology company here in Terre Haute, Indiana. And then I was approached by Honest Abe Roofing, said, we have a real unique opportunity for you. It sounded intriguing. Worked with Adrian Dalton, our COO, and she convinced me this was the place to go, and it was going to be a great opportunity, and so far it has been.
Excellent, excellent. So you were kind of, spread across a couple different industries, verticals there.
I am, and you know, it's odd when I look at the history of our franchisees. We have a lot of the same thing. They started out over here, made a turn into this, and then made another turn and ended up owning roofing franchises. So you never really know where you're going to end up in life. But I think if you got a core set, like I mentioned, some business skills and some sales skills, I think there's opportunity. There's basically unlimited opportunities out there for you.
Yeah, I definitely think like the opportunities are endless, right? So many uh ways and areas to be able to go in. And if you have that mindset and you're passionate, and you may not be able to, have the full house, right? But you might have part of the design. And as long as you have part of the design and you're willing to either, build the rest yourself, or you just hire people that can help you build that house, right?
Exactly, and you know, that's what's so great about franchising, not just Honest Abe Roofing franchises, but any franchises. It opens up possibilities for things you do not have a core experience in. Franchising gives you the opportunity to make an excellent income, to build a financial future, and things you might not have thought you qualified for, but with the franchisor's help, suddenly doors open up. And that's one of the greatest parts about being on this franchise team here at Honest Abe Roofing is you know, we believe that we are giving people the opportunity to make more money, more financial freedom than they ever dreamed of. So they're leaving corporate jobs, opening up a franchise, and making more money than they ever thought. And that's a great feeling. That's very fulfilling to be a part of a team that's what we do.
And so that's, when you unpack that, and we think about those qualities, and people, being able to be successful in the business, that's crucial for them to be able to come in with an open mind, right, and be able to allow themselves to be taught, right, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to take in that knowledge to be successful.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have to be willing to learn. You have to be open to the idea. You know, I came in with my set ideas and concepts, and this is how things work. Join this team. You got to learn the culture. You've got to learn how things go. But if you're willing to do that, you can open up quite a few different opportunities. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of McDonald's restaurant owners that had no idea how to make Big Macs, but they're very fortunate right now that they were willing to follow a process, willing to take a risk, willing to jump into something new. And I think that's what it takes in franchising. You have to be open to what's out there. Then once you jump in, you have to be willing to follow the process. And then I think the possibilities basically are endless through expansion, through growth. There's all kind of opportunities. Like with Honest Abe, most of our franchisees own multiple territories. So that, you know, they embrace the process, they expand, they build, they make more, and they just keep going. So I
And
agree that if you're willing to open up your mind, there's a lot of opportunity.
exactly, exactly. And like you said, you have the ability to be able to come into Honest Abe and being able to expand your territory, expand your base. So it doesn't just have to be, the subset, expansion is great. And many
Mhm.
people do well with that once they hit the ground running, and being able to have that opportunity is great for the franchisees.
The franchisor loves to expand with existing franchisees. I mean, we would rather expand with people we already know. You know, it's always better to do anything with someone who's already a friend. You don't have to learn everything about them. You already know their characteristics. You know everything about them. They're successful already. So it's not our exclusive method of expanding, but it is definitely one of the most preferred is to continue expanding. I think if we could find, you know, 20, 50, 100 franchisees that were willing to cover the United States, that would be ideal for us because we know them and we know what makes them tick.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's that existing relationship, like you said, that's already established. You know them, the ins and outs, the intricacies, and that would be ideal, right? For that expansion to keep happening and a relationship to keep growing and being able to develop. And it just makes it so much easier for, streamlining workflow, communication, expectations. It's already there, it's already established and set up.
It's already established, and what makes us proud here at Honest Abe Roofing as a franchisor is whenever somebody calls up and says, "Hey, we want to look at another territory, we want to open another office, we want to add some zip codes," however they want to expand. It makes us proud because it reinforces that they believe in our proven business model. They believe in us. They're putting their trust in us as a franchisor and as a team and as individuals. So there's a lot of fulfillment there. And that's another reason we really like to see our franchisees grow, is because it's reaffirming, it's reassuring that we're doing the right thing for them.
And doing the right thing is so important. It's so crucial, and it's overlooked, right? Something as simple as doing the right thing is so overlooked in 2024.
I think it is, and I think a franchisor franchisee relationship, we only succeed if they're succeeding. It's no secret franchisors make their money collecting fees, royalties, whatever they call it, from their franchisees. So the only way we do that is if they're successful, if we keep them in business, keep them growing. So our business can only grow if our franchisees are growing, if we're adding new franchisees. So it's a reflection on the support we're giving them. It's a reflection on the way they feel about us. It's a reflection on our business model. Are we reacting? Everything. That's what makes it so fulfilling whenever we do grow.
Mm. Yeah, and it's great to be able to have that good feeling, right? You're happy about the relationship. They're happy about the way things are going, and it's able to be able to affirm that reassurance in both parties involved, right? That the right things are being done and the relationships just keep being able to thrive and to flourish.
Oh, absolutely. And back at the beginning, I said that we want to know what your dream is. It's interesting to talk to the franchisees about why they got into business, what was their dream, and we've had them. I want to own a boat now. I want to be able to go on a boat in a weekend, and somebody else wants to have a place on a lake, and to hear this and then talk to them sometime later after they're up and running and they're generating revenue. Hey, I was able to get that boat. Hey, I'm putting a down payment on that lake place. You're helping somebody achieve a dream. You're changing a life, and you don't get a chance to do that in all jobs. And this is one of those jobs that lets us here at the franchise office do that for people.
And being able to do your job is day in and day out is really a huge responsibility. So it's it's a round of applause for you, because that's a big step, that people are coming in and being able to willing to embark on a new journey and establishing that perfect relationship, that good, well, not going to be perfect, but ideal relationship from the start of things lays the groundwork for the foundation.
Oh, appreciate that. And I wish I could take all the credit, but we have a fantastic team here at the franchise office that's supporting me, supporting the franchisors, and we have a fantastic owner that's our mission statement is all about supporting and him providing the support so we can then in turn support our franchisees.
Mhm. Yeah, and I always say it takes a team, right? It's no one individual and team. There's no I, but it's everybody collectively working together for the success, right? For everything to be able to run smoothly, for you to be able to be successful, you need the person right next to you to be able to come along with you on that journey.
You were on our weekly meeting this week, weren't we? That's exactly the message that was going out there, of what our jobs are, and it's support the franchisee. That's why they became a franchisee, and that's what our function is, to figure out what they need, and find a way to do it.
Mhm. And that's excellent. Being able to have that communication in the team meeting.
Yeah,
Maybe I was
and
there, in the background listening, but that's just great. That type of communication, that type of within the team, just helps everybody to know the message, know that we're on the same path, and that we all have the same goals moving forward.
yeah, and I think corporately, you went back to it's unusual in 2024. I think the successful companies, I think the companies that people want to work for and be associated with, I think they get that. I think they realize that you want the entire team kind of rowing in the same direction, so to speak. And if they're given the team focus, and they're given the team encouragement and all the tools they need, it becomes a good place to work, and a good place to work attracts people that want to work with them. And that's basically what a franchisor does. We create a good place to work, and then we go find people that want to work with us.
Mhm. Yep. No, and having those people that want to work, that are hungry and looking for an opportunity, just makes them, all the more primed to, uh, come together. Is almost like coming together in a marriage, and you have this side and this side, and you're just trying to align together, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting you mentioned that. What we're doing is we're working with someone, and we're convincing them, helping them discover that franchising is right for them. But in essence, we're asking them to take a leap with us. Their money, their time, a career change. We're asking them to make a lot of changes to jump into something they don't know normally a lot about. So they're putting a lot of faith in us. So in turn, we have to be there to support them. We have to be there to answer their questions. Just somebody has to walk beside them to make sure they can follow that roadmap to success.
Mhm. Yep, and it's all laid out there. Like you said, you have the roadmap, you have the foundation already set, and it's just coming in with that right mindset and willing to be able to go down that road and that path.
Absolutely. And it's our job to make sure, if you were looking for a franchise, it would be our job to make sure you're the right personality, the right fit for our model. And it's our job to make sure our model fits you. So it's a two-way street. It's not just sell as many franchises we can sell and see what happens. It's sell the right franchise to the right person, and then help them succeed. That's the goal. It's not the number of units. It's how many successful franchisees we have. That's how we count success.
Yep, no, totally agree. Totally agree. Well, Brian, we usually wrap up our segment by just having our guests give some valuable tips for owners, people for 2024. We'll let you go.
I think everybody out there, if they haven't considered franchising, I know you have a lot of contractors, you have subcontractors, you have you have a mix. If you're going to consider jumping into business, there's great opportunities right now, especially in the trades, especially providing home services. Look at excuse me, take a hard look at franchising. I think you'll find the opportunities are excellent. And if you're willing to follow some guidance and processes and procedures, there's a great financial future in franchising.
Excellent. Well said. Well said. Well, Brian, thanks for coming on. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to having you back.
Thanks, David. Anytime.
All right. We'd like to encourage everyone to follow, subscribe, like, be able to leave your comments, and stay tuned for the next podcast episode.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Blueprint Boost for Contractors. We hope you found today's insights and strategies valuable for your contracting business. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and please leave us a review. Your feedback helps us bring content that truly matters.